What is Easter about? Well, you might think that it's about a holiday, chocolate, or bunny rabbits. But when we look at the Christian roots to Easter, we see a few things. There are a number of different things that I could mention, but what I'm going to mention are three things. And across the next few days, you'll see a few little sermons pop up talking about those few things. So the first one is betrayal, the second is death, and the third one is new life. So what I'm going to look with you now is betrayal. Has anyone ever let you down? Or, even worse than that, not been loyal to you? Or even worse than that, betrayed you? Well, you may have heard of a man called Judas from the Bible. And in fact, we quite often think of the name Judas as the name of a bad name. But for a lot of the time in the Bible, Judas was, well, he was one of the disciples. He was one of Jesus' friends. But this is what we read, what happens in the Bible. So this is from Matthew chapter 26. Then the chief priests and the elders of the people assembled in the palace of the high priest, whose name was Caiaphas, and they plotted to arrest Jesus in some sly way and kill him, but not during the feast. They said, "Well, there'll be a riot among the people." Now, while Jesus was in Bethany, in the home of a man known as Simon the leper, a woman came to him with an alabaster jar of very expensive perfume, which she poured on his head as he was reclining at the table. When the disciples saw this, they were indignant. "Why this waste?" they asked. "This perfume could have been sold at a high price and the money given to the poor." Aware of this, Jesus said to them, "Why are you bothering this woman? She's done a beautiful thing to me. The poor you will always have with you, but you will not always have me. When she poured this perfume on my body, she did it to prepare me for my burial. I tell you the truth, whenever this gospel is preached throughout the world, what she has done will be told in memory of her." Then one of the 12, the one called Judas Iscariot, went to the chief priests and asked, "What are you willing to give me if I hand him over to you?" So they counted to him 30 pieces of silver. From then on, Judas waited for an opportunity to hand him over. Well, I'm not going to go into all the details of what happened there. But Judas, well, it's known from other passages of the Bible, he was the one who took care of the money purse where the disciples kept their money together to care for them. And, well, he sometimes took money out of that for himself. And when he saw all that extravagant perfume poured over Jesus and not sold so that it would go into the shared purse, he thought, well, I've had enough. I need to go and get my money. I need to go and get funds to feed the lifestyle I want somehow. And so he betrayed Jesus. And we read this later. We read it like this. While he, that is Jesus, was speaking, Judas, one of the 12, arrived. With him was a large crowd, armed with swords and clubs, sent from the chief priests and the elders of the people. Now the betrayer had arranged a signal with them. "The one I kiss is the man. Arrest him." Going at once to Jesus, Judas said, "Greetings, Rabbi," and kissed him. Jesus replied, "Friend, do what you have came for." Then the men stepped forward, seized Jesus, and arrested him. So what we see is the greed of Judas led him to betray Jesus. Now, you might not care who Jesus is. You might think he's an irrelevance. But what the Bible teaches us is that Jesus is the Son of God. Jesus came to rescue us, and yet we betrayed him. We did not treat him as he deserved to be treated. In fact, we went our own ways, and we wanted him dead, just like Judas. Well, that could be the end of our story, but if you watch out, I'm going to post a couple of more sermons to talk about his death and new life.